Yes, a very good morning. Yes, a very good morning, dear listener. You are tuned to a Christian voice in your home. This is Radio Maria Morning Catechesis. As we continue with our morning catechesis, dear friend, I invite you to continue tuned to a Christian voice in your home, wherever you are, at home, relaxing, or even under protection because of this COVID-19. But today, the Church of Christ, the Catholic Church celebrates the Uganda Martyrs. The Uganda Martyrs. And my favorite martyr whom I'm named after is Saint Kizito. So, dear friend, we are talking about the reign of Mwanga. The reign of Mwanga, King Mwanga. So, Joseph Mukasa Balikudembe, a senior advisor to the king and a Catholic convert, condemned Mwanga for ordering Hannington's death without giving Hannington a chance to defend. Because, as you know, he was a ruthless person. He was ruthless, not as the way he was when he was a young prince. So history tells us that Mwanga was determined to rid his kingdom a new teaching and his followers. It was hardly after a year Mwanga's assumption to the throne that he ordered the execution of Yusuf, Joseph Rugama, Mark Kakumba, and Nua and Serwanga, the first three Christian martyrs. They were killed in Busega na Tete on January 31st in the year 1885. So in October 1885, an Anglican bishop, James Hannington, recently dispatched to head the Eastern Equatorial Africa headquarters in Buganda, dear friend, was murdered in Busoga on his way to Buganda. Mwanga is the one who ordered for his death. So, what was the Archbishop's, bishop's crime? Hannington's crime was to attempt to come to Buganda through Busoga, which was a shorter route than that employed by his earlier visitors who took the route from south of Lake Victoria. So, dear friend, Buganda's kings regarded Busoga as a backdoor to Buganda and thought that anyone coming through the back door must have evil intentions towards the kingdom. So Joseph Mukasa Balikudembe, a senior advisor to the king and a Catholic convert, condemned Mwanga for ordering Hannington's death without giving him a chance to defend himself as it was customary. So Mwanga was annoyed that Mukasa will question his action and had him arrested and killed. On November 15th, 1885, Mukasa became the first Catholic martyr when he was beheaded at Nakivubo, a place called Nakivubo. There's a stadium there called Nakivubo Stadium. So between December of 1885 and May 1886, many more converts were wantonly killed. Mwanga precipitated a showdown in May by ordering converts to choose between their new faith and complete obedience to his orders. So those unwilling to renounce their new faith were subjected to death. Courageously, the neophytes. Neophytes are new converts. So the neophytes chose their faith. The execution of the 26 Christians at Namugongo on the 3rd day of June, which we celebrate today, at least 3rd day of June, was the climax of the campaign against the converts. So, dear listener, the last person killed in this crusade was Jean-Marie Muzei. He was beheaded at Mengo on the 27th of January in the year of the Lord 1888. So the complete list of the known martyrs is known, dear friend. The list of 40 known Catholics and Protestant martyrs includes only those who could be formally accounted for. More and more murders went unreported and without a record. So, dear friend, in his effort to curb Christian influence and to try to regain tradition as the customary powers and authorities over his subjects, Mwanga added more chaos to an already chaotic situation. So in the northern Kabarega, the king of Bunyoro Kitara, a traditional anarchy enemy of the Buganda, was raging, fighting off the pending invasion of Khedive of Egypt. And for sure, he never lost his intentions towards the Buganda. So further south, it was reported that the Germans were annexing territories in the regions present Tanzania, and Mwanga was caught in a threatening position. This is history. His suspicion of the missionaries was therefore real. Buganda was experiencing internal strife, and Muslims were plotting to overthrow him and to replace him with a Muslim prince. So the political upheavals combined with the religious instability constrained the country's moral stamina. The kingdom was thrown into turmoil. Alliances were concocted, and struggle for survivors became the norm. So the kingdom broke into a civil strife during which Mwanga was briefly disposed, although he was able to reclaim his throne later. So, dear friend, rather than deter growth of Christianity, the martyrdom of these early believers seemed to have sparked its growth instead. As have been observed in many other instances, the blood of the martyrs proved to be the seed of faith. Christianity flourished. It's now the dominant faith in the Buganda and Uganda as a whole. So, dear friend, the 22 known Catholic martyrs were declared blessed by Pope Benedict XV in the year 1920. So the 22 Catholic martyrs were indeed canonized by Pope Paul VI in the year of the Lord 1964, in the month of October 18th. So, dear friend, during the Vatican II conference, this event took place. So thus, these martyrs were now recognized by the Universal Church as being worthy of being honored as saints. This was the first of the modern Africa and a source of pride throughout the continent. So conversion to Christianity among the Buganda meant a rejection of the traditional religion. It also implied a setting aside of some of the traditional ways of life and adherence to a new set of moral and religious standards. Have you ever been to Namugongo, dear friend? Today, a day like today, many thousands and thousands of Christians could have gathered together in Namugongo to celebrate the Ugandan Martyrs. So, dear friend, you're tuned to a Christian voice in your home this morning catechesis. And morning catechesis always, dear friend, we look at those events, teachings, and even remind ourselves of what we know about our Catholic faith and how to grow in faith, what we call education to faith. Always, every day from 9:30 to 10:30. We take a short break. When we come back, we shall have the final part of the Namugongo Martyrs, the martyrs of Uganda, St. Charles Lwanga and his companions. We take a short break.